Paul, I want to read a quote from, I just want to get right into the biggest story in the world, the election, what it means for the economy. So I think we should dive right into it. Donald Trump was recently quoted in an article in the New York Times. We have the quote here. If we can bring it up. This is it. He was basically saying we need to spend more. And he said, it's called priming the pump. Sometimes you have to do that a little bit to get things going. We have no choice. Otherwise, we're going to die on the vine. Trump is calling for more spending. Yep. He's proposed an infrastructure package, double Hillary Clinton. Is he the Krugman candidate in this election?
Well, you know, if you have a million monkeys typing and a million, something coherent will come out. So on this, he actually is right, but I think we have to say that's pretty much by accident. And there's a lot of other stuff that I think trumps that as an election issue. But no, I mean, it is true that I think I understand. My strong guess is that Hillary's economic advisors would like to propose more deficit spending, but they figure it's probably not a good thing to say because the public doesn't like that, and so she's being very cautious. But yeah, we have minimal interest rates, enormous infrastructure needs. We should be spending more.
So what do you mean by accident? How do you come to this conclusion by accident or without the right reasons?
Oh, I mean, he's just looking for stuff. I mean, Trump has been on all sides of almost every issue except on economics. You know, he's except that he hates China and hates trade. On everything else, he's for tax cuts, tax increases for the rich, tax cuts for the rich. It's been on all sides of it. So this is probably just something. So he heard somebody say we should borrow for infrastructure, and so this week he's saying that's what he wants to do. But there's no actual plan there. There's no discussion of what the spending should be on.
I think that's critical what you said. This week he's saying this.
Right.
What does his own history of borrowing and spending to build up his empire tell you about how he would approach boosting the national economy?
Oh, I think basically nothing. You know, it's one of these things. We have this delusion that business experience has a lot to do with running economic policy. They're just very different domains. Even genuinely great businessmen, which I don't think he is, but genuinely great businessmen often have no clue about macroeconomics. And the idea that this tells us much about what he would do, in particular the Trump style, which is to borrow a lot of money and then walk away from it and go bankrupt, or have some entity go bankrupt while he himself is able to walk away, that ain't going to work for the United States government. So not useful.
So regardless of whether he stumbled into this by accident, his economic viewpoint does not seem to strictly be in line with sort of the classic conservative or Republican views we've heard lately. What strikes me is that a lot of these old supply side stalwarts, like your Larry Kudlows, Stephen Moore, Art Laffer, have gotten behind him. What do you think the reason that is? We see these are a few of the
it's the usual suspects, the same old gang. First of all, I think they're making a judgment that what he would actually do, the parts of his program, such as it is, that would actually happen are the ones they want. And also, they've just, their thing has always been, let's be in with where the power is, and they think that this is their best chance. I mean, among other things, if obviously there will be no room for them in a Hillary Clinton. No one will be listening to them if HRC wins. So this is their chance. I think the really important thing to say is they've never really cared about deficits. If that's what you thought ever, if you thought any of these people ever cared about how much debt there was, except as a stick with which to beat Barack Obama,
so
they never cared about
deficits. Campaign rhetoric, then.
That's right. That's all campaign rhetoric. What they do believe in is tax cuts for the wealthy, and Trump is promising that.